Mitch, and it is Thursday, June 21st, 2018, here with your free Facebook Live and YouTube Live shows. Of course, if you're watching on Facebook, you are already in our group. Be sure to tell your friends about that, as we're doing our free 3-day Premium Plus membership giveaway, July 1st through 3rd. For those of you watching on YouTube, you're going to want to make sure that you're also part of our Facebook group. Of course, you can watch. We try and make the show available to as many people as want to watch it. Of course, it's always 100% free, but the Premium Plus offer is only for members of our group. So if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to join our Facebook group. Hello, Luis. Got an abbreviated card today in Major League Baseball. And as always, just editing up the YouTube. It's got to say, my premium picks have been low on the chilly side lately, which usually means I bounce back in a hurry. So let's hope that's the case once again. I think, with our analysis that we've been doing on the show and everything, we've been pretty much spot on. It's maybe trying to get those picks in the night before. I think it's worked for us in the past, so we'll figure it out. If that is the case, we'll move to entering the picks until the morning. Maybe my head is a little clearer. Dylan says, if you hate money, just bet on the World Cup. It's funny. Yeah, I think a lot of these -1s and things like that in this first round of the World Cup have not worked out so well. Michelle is here. She likes our video. We like Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Hope all is wonderful. I know she's got that ride to Roswell coming up that so many of you supported. If you haven't supported Michelle's team for Ride to Roswell, send me a message and I'll hook you up. You can still support. It's a great, great, great cause. Not just great, 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 great. Of course, just giving everyone a couple seconds to join us. So I'll probably be posting in the Facebook group on probably within the next day about how to get the free Premium Plus membership. I'm thinking of offering it a little bit earlier, maybe on June 30th, because I'm traveling on July 1st, and it will make it so anyone that really wants it, that signs up July 1st for it, will not be able to get it for July 1st. So we'll start a little bit early on that with the free Premium Plus memberships. That's 1 per customer, 3 days. Anyway, you slice it. Hopefully you guys are off to a nice start to the day, though. A little World Cup action going on. Right now, France and Peru. Like I said, kind of a smallish card today. But we always find something. I'm trying to keep up with people trying to join the group on the fly. So we're all right. We've been on a while now, so it's time to see what we can do as far as getting on some winners. Just some big favorites out there. I'm going to take the Mets against the Rockies, Mats against Freeland. Freeland has generally pitched pretty well at home compared to Mets pitched pretty well. Freeland has been pretty good at home. The Rockies in general are not a good home team. They are 13 and 20 at home. The Mets 18 and 19 on the road. So you have a decent road team against a bad home team. The Rockies have won the last two in this series, 10-8 on both those. We gave out the over yesterday. It was another over in the Rockies. It seems the Rockies just crap ton of overs these days. But like I said, I like the way Mats has been pitching. I'm going to take the Mets here. Like I said, this is a free pick. It's a light card, so what the hell? You guys know, when it comes to a coin flip, the coin always lands on the underdog when I'm involved. So we'll take the Mets here. That'll be our first pick of today's show. Of course, we're here 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Usually right around the same time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not exactly at 11. We're not on a major network on TV. But we try and be right around 11 just to make it convenient for everybody. My computer loves freezing up. Yep, Freeland is generally good at home. He's the stopper for the Rockies. Sure, that's what makes that game a little bit more difficult. That's for sure. Freeland is from Colorado, so he's pitched in altitude his whole life. So he doesn't know any. Well, he knows other things because of course he's pitched on the road, but altitude has been his thing. He's always kind of pitched in it. So while a lot of pitchers, it's like all of a sudden it's a new thing the way the ball carries. Freeland has always had to deal with it. So that's why he is more effective at home than most pitchers are at Coors Field. The problem is the Rockies they just don't like to win there, even though they've won the last two against the Mets. But the way the record indicates, stringing wins together at Coors, not something the Rockies generally do. So far, no one's got the lock of death, but I'm sure we'll have someone come on here with one of those minus 200 or minus 300 guys that are out there. We got the Yankees at minus 200 and the Nationals at minus 300 today, so I'm sure someone will come on talking about how those guys are stone cold locks. We'll love those big favorites. Love them. Want to be their boyfriend. Love them. I thought this was an interesting game. We got, there it is. Jay is saying that, Jay's saying the Nationals sucks when they're over minus 300, so there it is. I like the Nationals. I hate them at minus 300. Nats should win today. I mean, minus 300, if you don't win, that's like losing 3 games, as far as we're concerned. But I think the interesting game, Milwaukee and St. Louis. Milwaukee gets back home. Brent Suter on the mound. Carlos Martinez on the mound for the Cardinals. I really thought Martinez was taking a step up. that he'd always been kind of a number one starter, but not really have number one starter stuff. But lately, he's been getting absolutely cracked, and the Cardinals bullpen has been getting cracked as well. The Brewers coming off of that kind of rough road trip over at Pittsburgh didn't really go their way. The Cubs, of course, hot on their heels. I like the Brewers in this one. The Cardinals only hit lefties 224. They hit righties 242. While the Brewers hit righties, which they faced 252. I think there's just too many things going here in the Brewers' direction. Well, Jay brings up an interesting point here, and it's something that we've talked about on the show in the past, but we haven't talked about it in quite some time. There are certain pitchers that just don't get any run support. Okay, Chris Sale, Max Scherzer, Strasburg. There's a bunch. Strasburg will generally get more than Scherzer, but there's just a bunch of pitchers that seem to never get run support. Well, there's an easy explanation as to why that is. When you're a number one pitcher, you face off against the opposing team's number one pitcher. So that's the guy most likely to be able to come and battle these big guns in Major League Baseball head to head. So it's not just that they don't get run support. With Martinez, it's not much value at plus 117, Dylan, and Martinez has like an ERA of almost 8 in his last 3 starts. So that's why I like the Brewers in that one. But anyways, back to what we were talking about. The number ones face off against number one, so generally that's why they don't get the support. They're facing off against a guy who's as good as them. It's like, you could be, Jacob deGrom. If you're pitching against Clayton Kershaw, your guys are going to be struggling at the plate. If you're Max Scherzer and you're facing off against Jacob deGrom, your guys are going to struggle at the plate. If you're, James Paxton and you're facing off against Luis Severino, your guys are going to struggle at the plate. It is the nature of the beast. But errors in those games, poor fielding, and poor decision making on the base paths are magnified 1,000% because every run really, really means something in these low-scoring pitchers' battles that we see. Oh, it's Thursday. Use the discount code SURF, S-U-R-F. Get 25% off at sportschatexperts.com. It's our best discount that we run for the week. Be sure to check it out. SURF. Use it right at checkout. Get 25% off at Sports Chat Experts. If you get the newsletter, you already knew that. And of course, every Saturday we do a free newsletter pick. Thursday, I also do a free parlay video over at picksandparlays.net. Picks and Parlays has a different capper that does the video every day. Thursday is my day, and I always do a parlay. Nasty wants to know if I bet the parlay that I give out in the video. Usually I do. I usually will bet both sides of it and the parlay. Anyways, I really like today's, to be honest with you. I really like it. But like I said, my premium picks have been ice cold. So normally when that happens, we have a really, really sharp turnaround and go on a run, and I'm expecting that to happen. There's one more pick for today. It is a small card, and it makes it pretty tough. Nationals and the Pirates. I like the under 8 in this one. Cool against Godley. Godley has picked his game back up. It looked like, when the Diamondbacks were floundering, he was floundering. Cool is one of those guys you could take his road stuff, just throw it in the garbage. It doesn't really matter. I know Godley's ERA is 6.32 in his last 3 starts, but he's 2-1 over that period. What does that always mean? The last 3 starts is a weird statistic. It means that in one of those starts he got bombed, and that was the third start ago. It was at San Francisco. He allowed 7 runs in 3.1 innings of work. So you allow 7 runs in 3.1 innings of work over a short-term ERA, it will blow it up, and that's what's happened to Godley. But when you look outside of that, 2 runs, 2 runs, and 2 runs. And I think that in this game, 2 runs for him. Cool at home. His numbers are much sharper. He's got a 3.12 over the last 3. He's got a 3.76 over the course of the season. And when you look at his Dylan wants to know if I give refunds if I'm really cold, or at least premiums, or at least free premiums. Absolutely. All you got to do is send me an email. It depends on what the situation is, but one thing you have to remember: I don't email everybody when I'm red hot and say, okay, you guys owe me double. I haven't lost a game in a week, or hitting 85%. It's a long-term thing, and I understand people buy the premium package, and I'll go through a cold streak like right when they buy it. It happens, and I understand that. So normally if that happens and someone sends me an email, I'll extend out their premium membership, and we go from there. We try and be fair about it. So it happens because it is a long-term thing, and that could be the one bad week of the month. It's just it could be the bad week, or it could be the bad month. It could be whatever the case may be. I wish that you give me 20 games and I hit 13 of them every single time, but it doesn't work that way. And it's like sometimes it's a little higher, sometimes it's lower, and then at the end of the day, it all comes together, but it doesn't always. But looking back at this stuff with Chad Kuhl, at home he allowed two runs against the Reds, 1 earned. His home outing before that, he allowed 1 against the Cubs. 3 against the Giants. So Kuhl's numbers at home, he hasn't allowed more than 3 runs all season long at home. Actually, San Diego, he allowed 4 runs. That was over a month ago. So one outing he's allowed 4 runs, but everything else he's allowed 3 or less, and most of the time less at home. So the under in the Brewers-Pirates game just makes a lot of sense today. And that'll be our 3rd pick for today's show. It is a light card today, so I lost my soccer game. But anyways, I'll be back tomorrow. Be sure to use that discount code SURF over at sportschatexperts.com. And of course, Dylan, if you buy your packages over at Sports Chat Experts, a little more expensive, but everything there, if they don't turn a profit, you get account credit. So basically, that answers your question there as well. But to recap the picks, thanks Jay. To recap the picks for today, it was the Mets, the Brewers, and the under in the Pirates-Diamondbacks game. Mets, Brewers, under, Pirates-Diamondbacks game. That was today's picks. Anyways, this is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow when we have a lot bigger schedule. Tons of WNBA tomorrow as well. So have a great day. We'll see you then.